Long ago, in a quiet kingdom surrounded by deep forests and silver mountains, there stood a grand palace where 12 princesses lived together. They were sisters, close in age, graceful and kind, each one as beautiful as the dawn. Every night, they slept in the same chamber, their beds lined up side by side like pearls on a string. Their father, the king, loved them dearly. Yet something strange troubled his heart. Each morning, the king noticed the same mystery. The princesses' shoes, which had been new and perfect the night before, were worn through, as if they had danced all night long. The soles were thin, the ribbons frayed, and sometimes dust shimmered on them like stardust. The king was certain of one thing. The doors of their chamber were locked every night. No one could enter. No one could leave. And yet, the shoes told a different story. Confused and worried, the king announced a challenge across the land. Whoever could discover where the princesses went each night would be richly rewarded and might even marry one of them. But there was a price for failure. Any man who tried and failed would lose his life at dawn. Many brave men came. Princes, soldiers, and noblemen volunteered, eager for glory. Each night, they were given wine by the princesses before bed, and each night they fell into a deep, dreamless sleep. By morning, the mystery remained unsolved, and the men were never seen again. One day, a poor soldier passed through the kingdom. He had been wounded in war and carried little more than courage and a quiet mind. Along the road, he met an old woman who seemed to appear from nowhere. She warned him about the princesses and gave him a cloak that could make him invisible. She told him one more thing: he must not drink the wine. That evening, the soldier arrived at the palace and accepted the king's challenge. As night fell, the princesses offered him wine, smiling gently as they always did. He pretended to drink, but secretly poured it away. Soon, the sisters believed him asleep. When the clock struck midnight, the eldest princess rose. One by one, the others followed. The soldier threw on the magic cloak and watched in silence as the princesses tapped on the floor. A hidden door opened. Beneath their chamber lay a staircase leading deep underground. The soldier followed them into a world beyond imagination. They passed through forests where the leaves shimmered like silver, gold, and diamonds. With each step, branches broke beneath the princess's feet, and the soldier carefully collected a few as proof. At last, they reached a vast underground lake. 12 enchanted boats waited, each carrying a prince dressed in shining garments. Music filled the air, soft and irresistible. The princesses stepped into the boats and sailed across the water to a glowing castle. Inside the castle, they danced. Not wildly, but endlessly. The floors echoed with music and laughter as the night slipped away unnoticed. The soldier watched as the hours passed, as the princesses spun until their shoes slowly wore thin. Before dawn, everything faded. The boats returned. The forest fell silent. The hidden door closed behind them. The princesses slipped back into bed, leaving no trace except their ruined shoes. When morning came, the soldier stood before the king. Calmly, he told the entire story. He showed the broken branches, the golden leaves, and spoke of the underground kingdom. The princesses fell silent, knowing the truth could no longer be hidden. The king was relieved, though his heart was heavy. The spell was broken, and the nightly dances ended. True to his word, he offered the soldier a reward. The soldier chose to marry the eldest princess, not for her beauty alone, but for the honesty that now filled her eyes. And so, the kingdom returned to peace. The princesses learned to live in the daylight, their secrets no longer binding them to the shadows. The soldier, once poor and unnoticed, became a quiet king who ruled with wisdom and patience. Stories like this linger because they whisper something true to us. Secrets may feel magical at first, but they grow heavy over time. Courage is not always loud or powerful. Sometimes it is simply the strength to stay awake, to observe, and to speak the truth when the moment arrives. And above all, the tale reminds us that honesty brings freedom. When we stop hiding, when we face what lies beneath the surface, we finally step into a world where we no longer need to dance in the dark.